Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Satori Traders Market Pulse. So we are looking at the search results for Shimao. I'm mispronouncing that horribly. This is the Chinese real estate developer, one of the developers who is in financial challenges right now. And so they had a bond payment due and an interest payment due on the 13th, yesterday. And so we're just doing some follow-up to see, what's going on with that particular company. Well, let's see, they're going to sell all of their property, resolve debt crisis, delay repayments. That was the key, is that on the debt payment, see, one day ago, that was yesterday. So they're trying to delay payment on the bond that was due and then default on trust loan a week ago. So anyway, not looking good. Some analysts are speculating that the Chinese government, whether they do it publicly or through back doors, is going to step in and bail out, or at least soften the collapse of the real estate developers. And so that's what I'm looking for, is any hint that that's going on. And so because I'm not seeing that, I will finish up my report on the current debt situation as I understand it this week. So anyway, let's keep rolling. I wanted to look at gold, just different perspective, hey, what's going on? As Americans, we get very focused on what's happening in our US dollar denominated markets and tend to ignore other markets. And so anyway, this is gold in euros. This is the monthly time frame, so big picture. This is a chart I had prepared, I don't know, several months ago, just doing a scan of the gold in different currencies. And so this is what I was showing at that time, 2100 by March of 2024. Certainly seems like a reasonable speculation at this point. Logical speculation. I'm not saying go bet money on that. We do have MACD hinting like it might be about to turn up. Energy very elevated. So gold looking good in euros in that time frame. Here's gold. Now we're back in the US dollar in the daily time frame. And so MACD in bull mode on a buy signal, energy very elevated. To my eye, the way I see that is that's gold consolidating, basically digesting this, impulsive movement. That was 2 days of impulsive price movement. And so gold deserves a rest, needs a rest. And so that's how I look at this kind of action. That's gold resting after this big move. Now notice that in that move, gold has surpassed all three of its moving averages. So we now have gold consolidating above all three of its moving averages, above the round number 1800 level, psychologically significant 1800 level. What else is going on there? Oh yeah, and so the moving averages are in bullish alignment, and so you can describe when the moving averages, the 50-day is above the 200 and the 20-day is above the 50-day. That's a bullish alignment of the moving averages. And so anyway, gold's just looking real good here. It's a good thing in my estimation that it's gathering energy, basically getting ready for the next move to push past this 1832, 1835, somewhere in there. And then it's back to, the next thing is this prior high. So silver is got some strong overhead resistance that it's working on, clearly at the 50-day moving average, and then coincident with the upper median line of that Andrews pitchfork. We appear to be getting support on the median line of that shift fork. And yeah, so silver consolidating right there. Obviously not as strong as gold, but silver's going to follow gold. Energy elevated, MACD on a buy signal, and headed up into bull mode. Notice the alignment of the moving averages. So in contrast to gold, where we could say that they're in bullish alignment, here in silver, the moving averages are in bearish alignment, 20, 50, 200. So mining stocks, they're nice movement, tracking the precious metals, the physical metals, and obviously dealing with overhead resistance at this point. This is the dollar in the weekly time frame. Pullback continues. Looks like we're getting a new MACD sell signal. And as we have looked at a couple of times recently, this sell signal is occurring from an overbought, a very overbought level in MACD. So there was the level of overboughtness that stopped the last upward movement in the dollar, and we're beyond that level now and rolling over. Here in the daily time frame, we can see that the dollar, clearly lost that potentially a support level at the 50, and then that sideways consolidation sliced right through the round number at 95, and now appears to be consolidating below that level. MACD is in bear mode and energy very low. So dollar not looking good in the daily time frame. I noticed in Bitcoin, one of the things we can at in our charts when we're trying to judge how much energy a price movement has, where that price movement might run out of energy, or what is the current trend, volume is one of the indicators that we can look at. And so what we want to see in an uptrend is that when price is rising, volume rises along with it. And see, back here, this is September of 21, when we got this big rally here. Notice how volume rose along with price. In this case, we got a little bit of a price rally off of this support level, but volume didn't rise. And so that's not an encouraging sign for the strength of that uptrend. It appears that the 20-day moving average and the median line of this Andrews pitchfork are causing Bitcoin to do this sideways move. Doesn't have the energy to jump above that level. Folks, I was working on I'm building a chicken run. That's my current big investment, is in food. And I'm finding I'm physically tired this morning. I was working all day yesterday. So pardon me for a little bit low energy this morning. Here we are. This is the yield on the 10-year note, daily time frame, pullback from resistance, consolidation above support, playing with the 20-day moving average, MACD rolling over from that overbought level, energy remains elevated. So let's see, equities. Yesterday morning, the SPX was just sitting here on top of this support level, the support resistance level. And then at some point in the later in the session, the equity markets kind of rolled over, and I looked for indication of what was going on and didn't see anything obvious. So we can see here in the chart 1.4% decline yesterday. Let's drop down to, this is the 1 hour time frame, and reset that chart. And so, there's session started out fine and then just kind of rolled over. And so we'll see what we're going to do this morning. Let's keep rolling here. Dow's working on, it's got this, it's not really a strong support resistance level. It's just the level of that prior peak there, prior high. Finding support on the 20, overhead resistance looks like at that level. MACD on a sell signal, but still in bull mode. Energy mid-range, a little bit elevated. NASDAQ, I noticed potentially carving out a series of lower highs and lower lows. And again, this is probably the most dramatic example. So there's the NASDAQ peeled off 2.5%, almost 2.6% yesterday. Let's look down at the 1 hour time frame again and see, just steady decline yesterday. And so folks, I am going to grab another cup of coffee and process this video for you, and I will talk to you soon.